Guys, I just finished Made in Abyss, man. Before anything else, yo, listen, man. When you have a character like the GOAT of GOATs, man. When you have a character like Jing, bro. The GOAT. The freaks. The Jing awesome sauce. And when you have a female version of Jing in your series, I already know it's gonna be fire. There's just something in me that's telling me it's gonna be GOAT, bro, you know? And I really enjoyed it, man. I really, really enjoyed it. I started watching it earlier on this week, and whenever I would come home, I'd watch a couple episodes, or wake up and watch an episode or two, and then just keep going. And today, since it was an hour-long video, I waited to get off work so I can watch the entire episode. But man, what a journey it was, man. And initially, what drew me into the series was two things. Number one being, of course, the mystery of the Abyss, and why it is that they're attracted to this. What is this Dante's Inferno type of style of storytelling here, where everyone wants to get to the bottom. Like, it's the unknown that drives them, man, to want to get to the bottom. And like that entire adventure aspect really drew me in, of course. And the other one being Lyza, bro. I mean, like I said, man, when you have a character like Jake, you just want to keep watching, man. And when I believe it was episode 2 was the first time that they brought this character up, man. From then on out, I said, all right, I'm in, man, I'm in. And listen, bro, another one plot point that gets me really, really excited, that had me shook the first time I saw it, was whenever they were talking about, or whenever Reg had like a Link in Breath of the Wild moment, where he was standing in front of this field, and it seemed like, well, at first I was confused. I was like, is he having a dream? But no, apparently he was having a vision of the same place that Ozen was talking about when the whole thing went down with Lyza, right? And I was like, what? And then in episode 13, they showed, I believe it was episode 13, they showed that one little instance of Lyza and it would appear to be Reg in this campfire. And I was like, yo, man, what is going on? What is the past between Reg and her, bro? Like, at first, I didn't even know they had a past. Like, that caught me off guard. And then whenever I saw that in that episode, I was like, what? Like, whoa! So it seems that he is naturally connected to Rico, just based off of that. So that had me really excited. That had me extremely excited, man. Like, I can't wait to read the manga, bro. I don't know how far ahead the manga is of the anime, but regardless, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it, man. I cannot wait to jump right into the manga. Just a couple of notes. I absolutely loved the Nanachi and Mitty stuff, man. That stuff, and then the masked dude, the black masked dude. There was this one episode where it showed the silhouettes of a bunch of characters at the end. I remember one of them being like the villain, Marty Skrull, the Sovereign of Mystery, the one that had like the beak. Oh man, that I already know that one's gonna be beast. There was another one, and then it showed the one at the end of the episode. Or I'm sorry, in the flashback of episode 13, the one with the purple line going down his face. The mess, I forgot what his name is, but yeah, that one right there really had me interested, because he's like the Mayuri of this series, the scientist that is willing to do anything in order to further, in order to further his curiosity. He's willing to use these children as, this is basically like the punk hazard of Made in the Abyss. Using children in order to further your scientific experiments, man. And I just thought that entire thing was done so well, because at first I was like, man, did we get some Tucker stuff, yo, from Fullmetal Alchemist? But no, man, no, it actually wasn't that. And well, it was kind of similar, but not at all. That was an entirely different kind of messed up. This guy is legit like curious on what would happen to the human body when something like this happens. And it's still messed up, but nowhere near Tucker stuff, man. Tucker and Fullmetal he's on a whole nother level of I just want to, man, that guy pissed me off. But yeah, like, I really, really liked the whole stuff with Mitty and Nanachi. And I'll tell you this, man. When all that stuff was going down, I was like, dude, this is like a Nakama flashback, man. Like, we need to have her join us. And at first, I thought that she was gonna join us with Mitty joining us along, and I thought that Mitty was gonna eventually like get her like her body back and everything. I thought that was gonna be like an entire plot line, but no, no. Instead, they killed her. And that scene, man, I was hitting home. And we know when the feels really started coming back in that episode was when Rico woke up and she was talking about how, you know, where we were, because earlier on, I believe it was like episode 11, we started seeing that scene of her where she describes it later on as her being crushed by the boulder, and she looks out and she sees that eye. And apparently, yes, that was Mitty, man. And I mean, we already knew this, but you know, she actually saw what she looked like, and that right there was hitting me at home, man. Like it was real deal hitting me. But you know, the whole thing with Mitty and Nanachi, that stuff was amazing, and I was really growing to really like Nanachi, and I was like, I hope she joins us. And whenever she asked her to join, I was like, do it, do it. And then when she said sure, I was like, yes. Like I actually yelled it out. I was like, yes. I jumped off my seat, man. I was so happy because now we have Nanachi on board, which is basically going to be our chopper, like the medicine. She's gonna provide the medicine. She's gonna help us whenever we're wounded. She's gonna be our medic. She's going to be our medic. So we have Nanachi, we have Rico, and we have Reg, which is right now what the 3 squad is looking to be. So. Talking about Rico and Reg in particular, I at the beginning I didn't really care for him that much, but as it went on, I really started to like Reg, man. Like just not only his abilities and my interest in his relationship with Lyza, but you know, him as a character, I've truly grown to like, just with his relationship with Rico and how much he's really willing to go out of his way to save certain people, like he did whenever Orby was attacking that one dude. He didn't have to go in there and pwn that guy, but he did. He did it. He did, man. He took out 80% of his spines, I believe it was. So I grew to really like Reg, and then Rico I liked from the very beginning. She just reminds me a lot of Gon. So naturally I grew to like her. You know, there's a lot of things in this series that reminds me of Hunter x Hunter, and that's not a bad thing at all. That's not a bad thing at all. When I'm reminded of the awesome sauce, it's not a bad thing at all. You know. I'm trying to think of other points. Let me see. Oh, I remember Albarazada wanted me to talk about episode 10. Episode 10, man. There's certain times in anime or just like in any type of medium that there's certain things that just get to you and make you just cringe, man. That entire scene when he was hammering down her arm and then was cutting it. Oh my God, dude. Even before that, man, when she was bleeding and saw the blood start coming out, I was like, by the heavens, man. I've read my fair share of graphic stuff, guys. But it was just the way that junk was animated, man. I guess it's because it was kids, like it was 2 kids that were going through this. I was like, no, man, you know, this is graphic, man. Like this is getting under my skin, bro. But you know, that scene was getting to me, bro. It was insane. I really like Ozen. Ozen, from the very moment that I saw Ozen, I was like, yo, this person is GOAT. And whenever she put on I call it the Akatsuki hat, the Akatsuki hat with and she had like the robe. That's such a beast design, man. And thus far, like that was what was driving my love for the series, was like everybody's different relationships with Lyza, right? But so let me go ahead and talk about Lyza real quick, man. Listen, when you have a character, she stayed. The build-up, by the way, to revealing her eyes, to me, was spectacular. Because to me, eyes are the most important thing when it comes to a person's face, or when it comes to a person's design. It's always the eyes, yo. So, you know, we always saw her hair, we saw her whenever she was growing up, but we never saw her eyes. And whenever, at the end of that arc, when Ozen was having that conversation with her, and she reveals the eyes, yo. She looks over to the side. I have the screenshot somewhere around here, man. Here it is, because I was marking out, dude. It was about how much of a miracle it took to make it so that she's able to move it all. And then the next one was, I just exited out of Google Chrome. The next one was about how to tackle the magnificent adventures that are waiting for her. And she has the hat, yo, and her hair swinging and thing. I was like, yo, I'm a Lyza mark, man. I am, dude. So, I mean, I just can't wait to find out more about her. like whenever Lyza was talking to Ozen and was saying what was it? It was something along the lines of, if I were to stay here, Riko would not be able to reach like the maximum potential of her adventure. Like I would just hold her back. So if I were to go out, you know, like she would probably come after me. Like in that Jing mentality, that's the same thing I always think about in the way I look at Jing. Like people always call Jing a bad father, and you know he kind of is, but like when it comes to Lyza truly cares. Lyza truly loves her daughter. She says that Riko is her one true treasure. However, she loves her treasure so much, and she knows the way that Riko would be because she understands herself. That if she were to stay here, then what would be the sense of adventure in Riko's life? Like so her going out is automatically, you know, she's trying to make Riko's life better because she wants Riko to experience the same adventure that she did whenever she went down into the abyss. And to me, that was incredible. To me, that right there by itself, like laid my love for this character, yo. So Lyza, awesome sauce, man. Anytime that we got anything when it came to her character, was I mean that's what was driving me, bro. That's what was driving me. But the Nanachi arc really hooked me in, and really made me love the characters. When it came to Reg, Riko, and Nanachi. Nanachi's probably my favorite out of the three. There's just something about her voice actress that it just makes me laugh. So it's I'm really enjoying Meeting the Abyss, man, and I can't wait to read the manga. Like getting into the Abyss itself. The concept, the very concept of this abyss being their replacement for God, and how this attracts them all to want to go down there. However, the consequences of actually going down there is insane, and just the way that it works, bro. Like, it has me just so, the way that this thing came to be, like, how did this thing even come to be? It interests me alone. So then you have like these 6 to 7 layers. I mean, for God's sakes, whoever makes it down to the 7th layer, people call it their last dive. Like, they're not coming back from that junk, man. And it's just so interesting. And then who in the world sent that piece, that relic to Riko earlier on? You know, we thought it was Lyza, but Ozen said it wasn't her handwriting. So it's like, who in the flying flagler sent that? So right now, I believe they're about to go into the 5th layer. And that's gonna be crazy when we're in Nanachi, because at the end of the episode, post credits, we saw the dude with the mask with the purple line talking about how we can't wait to meet Nanachi again. That's gonna be emotional, man. That's gonna be an incredible moment whenever that happens. That's gonna be sick. But when it comes to going back to the whole abyss, I just absolutely love the concept of whenever you descend, like once you descend, going back up is it's a consequence to go back up after you've descended. And like, to me, I never really thought about having a drawback like that. Like, yeah, descending, okay, yeah, you just keep descending, whatever. You know, you find more stuff, the actual things that will hurt you, and like these creatures, like an Orby, for an example. These creatures, the whole wildlife around and everything. But no, Made in the Abyss took it even further. Instead of it just being everything, all the creatures that are around here, that are unique to this place, they also added that if you want to ascend, if you want to go back up, then you risk a disease, bro. It's not about the adventure down, it's also about getting back up, son. And to me, it's like, man, that is so interesting. Like, yo, I mean, the whole concept of the curse, and oh man, Riko herself as a character, you know, being brought back to life from a miracle because of the abyss, so she's naturally connected to the abyss. Yo, that's and that whenever Ozen was describing that line on how she's creepy because she was naturally, like, she wanted to crawl towards the abyss, I thought, I was like, yo, that's pretty sick. But the abyss itself is so interesting, man. Just all the way going down. I can't believe we've already made it to the 5th layer. And I was like, man, like, this is crazy. They're already down to the 5th layers, and there are only 7. So I don't know where the manga is right now, but man, dude, they can't make it there as kids. I don't know if they're gonna make it to the 7th layer as kids, man. I mean, how are they gonna survive? They barely made it out of the 4th. Barely made it out of the 4th. Well, what happens if they ascend in the 5th? The 6th? 7th is called Last Daivu. You know what I mean, guys? So, yeah, the Abyss itself is so interesting. I can't wait to see Lyza and what she's doing. The whole Sovereigns. Yo, man, I'm telling you, that Sovereign of Mystery. The guy looks like Marty Skrull, man. It's straight up sick. Can't wait to find out more about the relics, more about the Abyss itself. Like, why does this thing exist? How did it come to be? Why is it that there's these curses? And find out more about these curses and who else has these curses, who survived these curses, and whatnot. Because there's a lot of people out here that are living in these in this abyss. So, and a lot of them aren't. You can't even. I mean, I guess you could consider human, but like altered humans, kind of like in the way that Nanachi's a hollow. And then that one dude, who has got all these experiments going down, like this whole thing, his own version of Area 51 in the 5th layer. And you're just like, man, what is going down in this abyss, bro? And apparently only white whistles can only go down to the bottom. Like, man, and even out of those white whistles, like only about, what do they say, 4? Made it down to the actual last one? It's just so interesting, man, and I can't wait to read the manga, yo. I really, really can't wait to read the manga. But the adventure aspect of this series, and the whole stuff with Lyza really, really had me hooked from the very beginning. And then gradually as it went on, I really started caring about our main characters. Really, especially, like I said, in the Nanachi arc. In the Nanachi arc, I grew to really like all of them. Reg, Rico, and Nanachi, all of them. And I was so happy when they asked Nanachi to join, because I already considered her as a part of the squad. But it just made sense, after they took out Mitty, like, they don't want her to die. And that's what she was planning on doing. Based off her facial expression, she was actually planning on going and committing suicide. And the fact that Reg told her, like, you must promise me that you're not going to do that, that you're not going to do that. And that was... right after he killed Mitty, I was like, man, I hope she joins. I hope she joins, man. Like, she's been through so much, let her come on board. But man, Made in the Abyss was quite a journey, and I can't wait to read the manga, man. Manga's gonna be a blast. Can't wait to find out more about Lyza, aka Jing, and more about this grand adventure in this abyss. It's so interesting, man. So interesting. The fact that they are kids, man. Like seriously, like so many parallels to Hunter x Hunter, because man, and then more about Reg and his backstory with Lyza. Like, how is that gonna tie in? Whenever Reg meets up with Lyza, is that whenever he gets all of his memories back? And then what is their relationship there? So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to read this manga. I wonder how far the manga is ahead of where it is right here in the anime, but that'll be it for me today, guys. And I just wanted to come on here and ramble about the Made in the Abyss Awesome Sauce, because I really enjoyed it, man. I really, really enjoyed it. But I will see you guys later on down the line in the future for whatever comes out, man. Tomorrow, Goat Tama Greatness. But for right now, man, I think after this, I'm gonna start reading the Made in the Abyss from the beginning, and just continue there, man, and catch up through there, because I'm really enjoying this series, man. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's the adventure aspect, man. It's the adventure aspect. It's naturally drawn. You're naturally drawn to it, because you want to find out more. You want to know. We're all attracted to the unknown. We're all attracted to the unknown, man. And when you know this thing exists, like this 5th, 6th, 7th layer, man, you wouldn't actually want to see what's down there. And with all the craziness we've seen thus far, man, and with the mysteries, and the author's done a great job of getting me invested in the world. Definitely, the world is more than likely the best part of this series, man. The world and Lyza, because I'm a Lyza mark, man. I can't deny this, bro. I'm a Lyza mark, man. We have a character going out of her way by herself, going into like swimwear by herself into this thing. It's like, how cold is she, bro? And then she was the original owner of that Blaze Reap thing, man. Where is that thing? The Blaze Reap. The last time we saw that Orby sending it into the water. Who knows? We might see it soon. I don't know, man. But I'll see you guys later. For an awesome today, Lyza is the GOAT. Made in Abyss was a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys thought about it down below, man. Whether you're an anime only or you're a manga reader, let me know if you're a manga reader and if it's just as good, or if it gets even better from this point on, which I think it will get even better. And if you're an anime only, man, what did you guys think about those 13 episodes? It was awesome sauce. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it, man.